Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Deep, the rabbit hole goes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Everybody, hey!
Oh yeah!
You see that? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you again. Hey, is there anyone out there with a Crate Hackers tattoo? Put a C in the chat if you have one. Like, we want to know where our lifers are.
Yo, we need a. That reminds me, we need a tattoo artist at the Hacker Hotel. I need my Crate Hackers tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, they may be in the mood. They may be in the mood. Okay, everybody, I know you're here. Let us know. If you're new to the stream, drop a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat. All our vets, put the X in the chat. We want to see. We want to see. We want to see. Come on, come on. Wait a second. I am also looking
I see a lot of ones. I see a lot of ones.
Yeah. There we go. Great. Welcome in. I'm a lifer, but no tattoos for me to do. For me to do the denim jacket. Oh man! Keep posting, keep posting. We want to know. We want to know. All right.
Oh yeah. We got some interaction going on. People are excited for a certain special guest that we have tonight.
Yes,
I think.
Yes, we do. We are. And we have a great topic, right? We're talking about the 2000s.
It's the genre of genres, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's the new 80s.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
It's the new 80s, right? Wouldn't you say it's the new 80s?
Oh my gosh. I forgot about this song. God.
I mean, you know, we got Neo, Yin Yang Twins, Kelly Clarkson, right? Right about that time. We're still doing LimeWire, right? Right.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Radio, do you ever leave a gig and you have a couple foul words with yourself because you meant to play that one song or those two songs or those three songs?
Yeah, of course.
We've got a very special guest with us tonight, a world champion battle DJ, one of the nicest guys you'll meet, and one of the sickest savages behind the decks. ADMC is coming on here shortly. We're just warming up the crowd here. We're having fun.
We are having fun. Hey, if you guys know ADMC, put them breadstick emotes in the chat. Come on.
Breadstick emotes in the chat. That's ADMC's thing. I'm going to ask him what that means. I'm pretty sure it's phallic in nature, but we're gonna find out.
I mean, Dom is thinking that way before I do. Okay.
ADMC's like, he's backstage right now saying like, no, dude, I'm just Italian. I love bread. Like I love the gluten. I love the glutens.
Yeah.
There we go. Danielle's got it. Here we go.
Yep.
What up, Austin? The program, the developer. What's up, dude?
What's up? How we doing?
Hey, excited, dude.
Look
One of my favorite DJs about to come on here. Share some knowledge. Austin, what's new with you, sir?
What's new? We got tons of big things in the works behind the scenes. Lots of fun stuff. I am excited. Apparently, my camera's flickering now, so that's fun.
Dude, I even hear babies. I even hear babies in the background. You're
yes.
Not only an expert programmer, you're very fertile. So congratulations on that.
Oh, we love it. We love it. We love it. But,
properly worded. Yeah.
There we go.
All right, chat. Hey, right now, post your 2000s track that you have to play. Like your weakness track. Put it in the chat. We want to know. That way we can see if it's on the list. So go on. Maybe something, like I said, from Neo. Come on. Let's see it. I think I was still playing some Love Jams. Yeah. Where is it? Where's it at? Let us know.
Little. Oh, I see something. I see a good one. Candy Shop.
Hey, nice.
Let's go. What else we got?
Hot in here. Mary J. Blige, Family Affair. Yeah, we got some good ones. Okay. What else? Who else got some stuff? Yeah. In the club. Hey. Any emo. Oh my gosh. Hey, let's remind you how our format goes, right? So first of all, we want to mention later on, we're going to do the ones and O's, play some rhythm roulette. You know what's in your crate, but ones and O's, it's like you're going to decide what stays and what goes. So we're going to go by track as time permits to go and see, and you get to vote the ones and O's. We'll play some rhythm roulette, and I want to ask, what's in your crate? And of course, we got some stuff from the future DJ. Jem, what you got?
Oh, we got some fun stuff today.
Yeah.
Apple dropping some new charts.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Tell us more, sir.
Tell us what.
Oh, they are. I think they're trying to jump right in and kind of take on Spotify a little bit. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm excited for that one. Also, everyone's getting into the voice command game now, even Spotify. So speaking of Spotify, we have a AI DJ, because who wants to type on your phone when you're doing anything anymore, right? I mean,
yeah, sucks.
All right, folks, if you want to get the details before Jem does, go visit www.thefuturedj.com. All right, let's get the crates loaded. Chat is ready. Let's get into these 2000s. We're gonna bring on Aaron and our special guest. What's up, Aaron?
Who, me? Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I'm reliving my glory years really quick. 2000s. I was wearing.
What were you wearing? Tall t-shirt?
I think I might have still been wearing Jinko jeans.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hot.
Was that the decade for Jinko jeans? I think so.
Oh,
the big, wide bell bottoms.
There were still like flip phones was still the thing.
I think Nokia flip phones were the thing. The Sidekick for sure. I remember where I went to school one day only with the Band-Aid under the eye like Nelly.
No, you did not.
I did. I wore it. I wore it for homeroom class. Planned on wearing it all day, but ripped it off before first class of the day because I got clowned way too much for that.
Well, does there happen to be a picture of such an outfit by any chance?
Oh, there'll definitely be some Jinko jean photos floating around. I was definitely that raver candy kid back in the day. With the
with the chain wallet.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
had to.
Yes.
Pacifier necklace, gummy bracelets for sure. Gummy bracelets, the visor. Everyone had to have the visor. Remember that?
Oh my gosh! Oh god!
Let's go.
I'm glad I'm like older that time.
Good times. What's up, y'all? Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're all here. Yeah. Let's start off the game with a little bit of cheat codes. Then we'll share our crate. Yeah, so cheat codes, this is the way it works. We give you some of the biggest hacks so we can set you up with the biggest crate. Now, we have some of the uncovered gems that we haven't really dusted off in some time. DJ ADMC, our world battle champion, is backstage right now, and he's putting the final touches on this crate that he's about to unveil. If you want to get ahead of it, you can head over to crateoftheweek.com. Radio, go ahead and spam the chat for us, but go ahead and hit that link if you want to, but make sure you stick around for these cheat codes that are going to go ahead and really help you apply all you need to wow, look at everybody here. This is so cool to see you all. I'm glad you're here. Cheat codes begins with number 1. So you're about to get the 5 cheat codes that blow the dust off the 2000s and spin them straight into 2025. These aren't your tired throwbacks. These are weaponized nostalgia, data-backed disruptors, and DJ Gold hiding in plain sight. Are you ready for cheat code number 1? The TikTok time machine. So TikTok is, it's all about new songs, of course, but it's a resurrection engine. Nearly 40% of 2024 top tracks were from before 2010. Think about that. 40% of the top tracks were before 2010. Some of the trending TikTok soundtracks, the songs that people were dancing to, are almost 25, 15 years old. Hello, Gizmo. Do you want to hang out with us? I'll take you down for a second. Always wants to be a star of the show. The Dream. Rocking that thing. Love that song. Great R&B hit. We should have added that to the R&B crate last week. Rockin' That Thing was big back in 2008. It saw a 540% Spotify spike after the dance trend resurfaced the hook. So, we're talking about the 2000s dance hashtag. This is really what you want to keep in mind. The hashtag 2000s dance tag, it passed 1.2 billion views this year just on TikTok alone. Crates are literally being built right there on TikTok for you. And crowds are literally rehearsing your set for you. So hashtag 2000s dance, that's going to be one of the action steps I'm going to set you up with. I'm going to load you up with a whole bunch of cheat codes and then action steps before we bring ADMC on, plus our crate of the week for you. I want you to dig through the trending throwbacks, the oldies, search all of those keywords on TikTok and make that part of your weekly workflow. You're downloading songs from record pools, which we'll talk about in a second. We're kind of dealing with a issue with older music on record pools, which I'm going to bring up in a cheat code, but keep that in mind. Throwbacks, oldies, 2000s. Cheat code number 2. The cross-media comeback. So sync placements are all creating these 2000s revivals. It's like the new trailer, the game or show. Assume that it's crate-worthy. Whenever I go to a movie, I'm always bombarded with those THX sound systems. And it's generally like one of those Marvel movies. You ever catch like those huge booming soundtracks, but it's always like something throwback, like a sing-along track. You can always expect something very familiar to come along with a trailer. So keep that in mind as you're listening to songs, as you're watching trailers. As you're watching trailers, you want to be mindful of those soundtrack hits because they could end up in your crate someday. I'm Like a Bird from Nelly Furtado came out in 2000s. It re-entered the Apple Top 100 after a sync of The Summer I Turned Pretty. That was a huge show on Netflix, and that was within the soundtrack. And I think it's safe to keep that in mind. It's also a TikTok meme now, too. So another factoid to this is, EA Sports, the FIFA 25. FIFA 25, the reboot, that has 11 songs from 2000 to 2009. Fatboy Slim, Basement Jacks. These are prompting millions of Shazams. So to say that this is classic and old hat, it is, but it's still getting really something that today's audience is asking about. they're reminded about these songs from back in the day, and they go in search of it. So if you can play that, you'll be tapping into what is currently trending. So your action step: subscribe to a website that I really love and I bookmark quite often, tunefind.com. Go to tunefind.com, bookmark this. Radio spam the chat with us. Tunefind.com, or at What Song Is This on Threads or Twitter. You can watch either of those to find what's trending in media as a heat map for crate building. So tunefind.com, you can, I'm Like a Bird, Nelly Furtado. What was that from? The Summer I Turned Pretty, Netflix. Boom. You could be an instant find for that. Great source, especially when you're trying to find the soundtrack songs. Cheat code number 3. Got 2 more. Then we're going to continue to build this. We're going to kill the cliches once and for all. Can we put some ones in the chat? If we can say to ourselves that classic doesn't mean effective. Cha-cha slide and Cupid shuffle. These are fast becoming skip triggers, not party starters. Do you agree with me? How many of you cringe whenever you see that song on your request list? Do you want to try to avoid it? See, Wedding Wire just reported a 22% drop in these particular songs, these interactive, these YMCAs, these wobbles. 2025 versus 2021, there was a 22% drop in these particular requests. And just by judging by I'm seeing some people agree with me. So, Reddit, DJ threads, I watch this quite a bit. Over 400 pros. They voted I Got a Feeling as the #1 song they secretly hate playing. Me too. So over that song. So, the action step. You want to replace one cliche track with a 2000s sleeper hit. And I got a couple in mind, like Let Me Blow Your Mind, Eve, Gwen Stefani. When's the last time you played that? You can replace one of these cliche cha-cha slides with something that hasn't been heard in a while. And what I really love about today's crate with ADMC is he's not going at this from a cliche standpoint. He's obviously kicking out I Got a Feeling. At least I think he is. If he added it, we're definitely going to kick it out. But he's thrown a lot of curveballs in tonight's crate, which I'm really excited to share with you tonight. Cheat code number 4, 2 more to go. Happy hacking. Nostalgia Trend Radar. Shazam's viral chart. It's a sleeper tool for DJs. Shazam's viral chart. It flags the exact moment a forgotten song reemerges. I use it all the time. How many of you, ones in the chat, have it installed on your phone? How many of you have Shazam installed on your phone? Keep the ones going if you have the shortcuts installed on your phone. Okay. What about the hot action buttons for quick notifications? Like sometimes I'll be at a club and rather than have to sift through a bunch of apps, I can just action button it. Bang, got it. See, Every Time We Touch by Cascada. This popped up into Apple Music's top 40 after a random meme hit Shazam's viral list. People were triggering this song to show up on Shazam nearly, when did that song come out? How long ago was that song? Sorry, Kitty. Kitty's always wanted to be a part of the show. So Spotify's Rewind playlist also, this is leading to a 32% boost in songs from 2000s. I don't need to tell you this any further. 25 to 34-year-old demographics are still leading to songs that are so back in the day. Your action step, monitor Shazam, monitor Spotify, especially the Rewind pages. This is playlists for sure are going to give you a lot of curveballs, which we're going to kill the cliches with. Add any resurging 2000s tracks to the Heat Watch crate for weekly updates. Want to make sure my cat is all right. Took quite a tumble. You good back there? Cheat code number 5. They land on their feet, right? I think they do. Beyond the Pool. Now, this is one of the things I see pop up in the Crate Hackers chart quite a bit. The private group, people are always literally saying, where can I get songs from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 2000s? record pools, again, I want to reiterate this. Sound like a broken record, literally and figuratively. We're breaking records with record pools. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but record pools were made to break records. We can't go and search for songs from decades ago because they've been broken. They've already been broken. We don't need to play I Got a Feeling anymore because it's been so burnt out. The record pools were made to build the promo around a song to make it hot, to get it to go up the charts. And even that model is kind of broken today. So to ask a BPM Supreme, to ask a DJ City or a direct music service, hey, yo, where's my music from the 50s? I mean, like, come on. DJ City and BPM Supreme only offer 4% of the songs from the early 2000s. I've done my research. 4% of the early 2000s, and almost none with intros or edits. 60% of DJs surveyed report that buying 2000 songs from iTunes or Amazon is the only move now. Unless you want to go diving for vinyl or picking up cassettes, this is the only option you have. If I am seeing somebody out there rip songs from Spotify or from YouTube, we can't be friends. Turn off this show. We're not here for that. We want you to purchase music so you can uplift the music industry. If the song hasn't been broken and you don't have it promotionally put into your crates, go out and buy the damn song. Your action step, build a buy later list on Amazon, on iTunes, your go-to classics. We've made it so much faster within the Crate Hackers app. Go build that list and right click, boom, you can buy so much faster than going to Amazon itself. When a track spike hits online, you're going to have it in your arsenal legally and fast. I repeat, legally. That's so important. One's in the chat if you're feeling me. You loving it? You having a good time? You having a good time? Good. Let's keep hacking. Those are your cheat codes. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, got to give some love to everyone in the chat. ADMC, stand by. We're going to bring you on next. DJ Hairspray, how you doing? Good to see you. I'll be seeing you at the Crate Hacker Hotel very shortly. What else we got here? We got DJ Straight Six. Hello, my friend. Glad you're here. What about licensing to play? Is it really legal to play? What about licensing to play? Well, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. Get a rep. Good question. If you're playing a parking lot party and charging admission, yeah, then you're way up the creek, man. I would suggest definitely getting that license to play the music in public, and your fail-safe is just get booked at a venue that already pays the ASCAP and BMI fees. Fun fact: 90%, 99% of venues already do that. Otherwise, they would be losing their license. There we go. What's up?
Oh man, so I gotta adjust my my lighting here. The sun went down since we started.
You look good. Nice little warm hue around that beautiful face of yours. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. This is your decade. This is your time. I wouldn't say it was your peak for sure. I mean, I think you definitely are in your peak now, but you feel the 2000s was a good time for you as a DJ?
I mean, in the 2000s, I was in high school and in college, so I wasn't DJing 2000s music, but the 2000s are definitely in my wheelhouse when it comes to music, and it's definitely my favorite genre to play. So.
DJ ADMC is a world champion DJ. I just want to puff you up a little bit and let people know that we're talking to somebody who is quite well seasoned and has spanned the decades. Your market specifically is quite unique. Tell them where you're from.
So I am from a little place in Pennsylvania called Pittsburgh, and we love breadsticks here. And
you got something interesting out there. These little theme parties you're popping up. Tell me more about these theme parties that you're doing for Belvedere's and theme party, which I think you're doing a 2000's party down there and such like that. But you really hone in on those specialty parties.
Yeah. So basically, real quick rundown of me and how I got into this is, I graduated from college in 2009, and during that time, I was going out to a ton of bars and loving the music. And I was always involved in music. And eventually, once I graduated college, I basically started to educate myself and download software and mess around with DJing. And then after I graduated, I moved to Pittsburgh, and a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, let's start some house parties, or maybe try to get you into a bar." And that's kind of how it started. I started doing parties like once a month in Pittsburgh, and then and that snowballed into every week in Pittsburgh, to the point where I said, well, I'm making more money at DJing weekend gigs than I am my 9-to-5 job. So I quit that and went full throttle into the DJ world. And once I did that, I freed up a lot of time for me to really, study the craft, study scratching, study juggling, study battling. And so I kind of gained an interest in the battle realm, and I went towards Red Bull, DMC, and the Goldie Awards. But even though I did all that, I still had to keep my local parties going, because that was my full-time income at the time. So since then, I really created almost every kind of theme night you could imagine at the local venue that I play at, and I've been doing that for 10 plus years. Wow. So if you can think of a genre or a theme that I've probably done it. I've probably created a set list, and I've probably created an entire party and night revolved around it.
Out to you? Which ones really popped off in your mind?
So the one, and so this is probably, at this point of, where we are socially and just in general, in the party realm, the theme night that really started everything for me to be able to quit my job and make it full time as a DJ, even in Pittsburgh, was Drake Night.
Okay.
So back in 2000 and I don't know, 2012, I believe, 2011, 2012 was like peak Drake. He could do no wrong back then, even though he probably was doing a lot of wrong.
You scared me at first. I thought you were saying you were doing an all Kanye party, and I was like, okay, well,
that was number 2.
Was it?
That was the second one.
Yikes!
So from Drake, I went to Kanye. Kanye went to Dirty South music, which was kind of like dipping my toes into the 2000s.
Sure.
Then was a Rihanna, all based on Rihanna night, to the emo night. Then I started
a passion for I know you well enough to know that you lean a lot more into the emo than most, right?
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. So I was definitely an emo kid in high school and all of that. So that definitely helped build that foundation. And when I saw the resurgence of emo music making a comeback, I was definitely excited.
Well, so that's kind of the direction I wanted to put you on with this crate. And right now we are just taking a look inside ADMC's crate. And everyone head over to crateoftheweek.com. crateoftheweek.com is going to give you a chance to take a peek at what he has in a slightly mixable performance order. Reason why I say slightly is because I want you to kind of put the final coat on top of it. So we got a world battle champion who's put his coat of paint on it. Now it's for the 150. What's up? 150 people here on Twitch with us to decide what stays and what goes away. So, hey, radio, set an alarm for 15 minutes. We're going to go live with ones and O's in 15 minutes. And play some songs that really just add to this. So, Adam, walk me through if you can.
I'm here. Hold on. I'm checking on something real quick.
All good. So, when I say curveballs, I'm seeing songs like Lady Gaga's "Summer Boy," a track that I haven't heard since the Poker Face album. In fact, I don't even know if that was a radio hit, but it definitely has that familiar sound that it could be. Lucy Pearl.
So because I am constantly, even in the 2000s, right? Things evolve. In the current, state of where music's at right now. So, the Lady Gaga resurgence is happening, and shout out my girlfriend Haley for keeping me on my toes for all of this. She's kind of more into what's hot at the moment than I am, but I know Gaga is having another comeback of sorts, but you can't forget about the things that she has done in the past. So, it's funny because a lot of times artists from the 2000s will, fade away, go under the radar until, like you said, TikTok or some type of, real or viral thing goes, it starts going through social media, and it can affect what then becomes popular again when you're going out to the bars and the clubs, especially with theme nights of old decades like 90s, 2000s, so forth. Mm-hmm. So beings that I'm still having to think of what is popular right now for month to month as it goes on. You have to stay on top of that. You can't just go on Spotify and look up a 2000s crate and just think that that's going to be the end all be all playlist for you when you're trying to put a set together. And a lot of things too that I noticed when we make playlists is when people think of 2000s, they think of hip hop and R&B, because and I'll be the first one to say this, that is the golden age for me. I know some people will say it's the 90s with Biggie, Tupac, and all the greats, but I feel like the 2000s really are the greatest hits, and sometimes they don't get as much play as they should, but the 2000 hip hop and R&B has been great. So I wanted to kind of keep it also in there as well, but also take a little bit of a different approach, because we always focus on the hip hop and R&B when it comes to 2000s, and a lot of pop and a lot of house music gets overlooked. So I wanted to kind of focus on that for this crate.
You know what you did though is scanning through this list, which again, crateoftheweek.com, you can go ahead and pull this down and scan along with us. But I'm seeing the 2000s. Now that time has gone by. I watched the re-release of Revenge of the Sith, the Star Wars movie. It came out in theaters just last week. It was the 25th anniversary, and so they brought it back onto the big screen. And I hated those prequels. I hated them. I think a lot of us can agree. But you go back and you see it again, and you take your defenses down a little bit. You're like, okay, it wasn't so bad. Maybe Jar Jar wasn't as much of a. No, he's still kind of annoying. But there's still these. I watched that movie and I was like, damn, that's out of all the prequels, that was the best one. But now that I'm thinking of the 2000s, we've given it time to simmer, kind of like the George Lucas prequels. We've taken a minute to let them sort of tell their story. And I'm looking at this crate right now, and I'm seeing perfected artistry. And what I mean by that is 70s felt really loose. Everyone had their guitars. Everyone had their hippiness approach, I guess, if you will. Hippies, they had like a free everything, and long strumming sessions, like 15-minute songs from the Grateful Dead. And then you had the 80s where they finally got that metronome and they got that 808 and they got that sound, and they were kind of messing with that new wave and playing a lot. And then the 90s, which really started to make the marketing machine. It wasn't until like the Backstreet Boys and the Britneys came along that they started to like figure out, okay, we can make some sales here. We can start to really make this engine. And then the 2000s come along and they've kind of perfected that engine. You know what I mean? I like Chromeo knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like they perfected the art of grasping all the sounds. Without the 70s and without the 80s, without that funk sound, there would never be a Chromeo. So the 2000s gave it a chance to explore that sound because they'd already perfected it.
And I believe this, and I could be wrong. I'm not a diehard Chromeo fan, but I believe this was off of their first album, if not second.
Right.
But yeah, and we forget that Chromeo started almost 2 decades ago.
Good time. What were you DJing on around this time? I say you were in high school, but there was a time at one point you started DJing in the 2000s. And what kind of gear were you rocking back then?
So when I started in 2009 is when I started. It's the year I graduated college. I started with 2 turntables and a Pioneer DJ M700, I believe it was.
Okay.
Because I couldn't afford the 800. So I got, back then the Technique turntables were $600 a piece, which was incredible if you think about it, because right now they're like $1,500 for one. But I went and I maxed out a credit card and got 2 turntables, and I still have those to this day. They're still downstairs in my studio, and they're in perfect condition. I rarely use those but those are just kind of like my go-to home turntables. But those was what I started on, and so.
Get nostalgic for me. Tell me what you miss the most. It could be the gear, it could be the music, it could be the vibes. What is it you miss the most about this era in particular? This era in particular, it is the vibe. There's a certain, like when you hear 2000s hip hop or R&B song come on, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Like for us is for sure. Like I can't speak for younger generations, but when I hear it, I know exactly. I could hear like the first note of hip hop and R&B song from the 2000s. I know what it is. So it's a nostalgic thing. It's a vibe thing. And honestly, the production and the beats, the production was so good. And there is some type of vibe that you get when you hear like a Missy Elliott beat or a Timberland beat or a Ludacris beat. You just know it's good. It's hot. It's fire. So, that's what I miss about that decade. Because that was all over the radio. That was all in the clubs. It's getting a little bit more poppy nowadays, which I got no hate on that. But I like that. I like that vibe, the beat, and good rap, good verses over that. There's no better formula. Let's take a trip down memory lane. I want to play some Timberland. I want to play some Missy. I want to play some Chromeo. What we're going to do in just a few short minutes is a round of ones and no's. And we'll let it rip, okay? We're going to go live on Twitch and play nothing but music and allow you to put the final touches on tonight's crate. It's DJ ADMC. You're hanging out with a world battle champion right here on the Crate Hackathon. And before we go any further, let's forecast into the future. What's up, y'all? How we doing? My name is Aaron. You're hanging out with DJ Jim as well. These are your future DJ headlines. And what's up to Mike Cooley? What's up to MK? What's up to I Am DJ Big D? Mike Cooley. Yes. Jim, any thoughts about the 2000s? What was your favorite memory of that generation?
Oh, we're talking musical memory, because I had a little disco. I fell back into disco a little bit in the 2000s, but I think there was one song, and I remember this. MTV came on, and I was like, man, I really like this song. I liked the video, and it was a genre I wasn't quite into just yet, and it kind of opened up the doors, and that was a song called Days Go By Dirty Vegas.
Ooh, I vividly remember the video, the guy standing out there on a LA street corner, and
it was the pop, the
breakdancer. He was a breakdancer on a cardboard box. Yeah.
To the side and just, it's just stuck in my head. And I was just like, I think I like electronic music now. You know, it was one of those moments where I was like, I've kind of always liked this stuff on the periphery, but that kind of unlocked that sound for me.
And here you are now talking about the 2000s and, of course, the future. Let's go ahead and talk about the biggest headline this week. Apple Music has really changed the game. Break it down for us.
So this is a little surprising. So Apple teamed up with Shazam and released viral charts, which is super cool. And like we had mentioned Shazam a little bit before in our cheat codes, right? So you were talking about that. Like Shazam isn't a great tool. And those of you who have used Shazam, you're probably familiar with your charts that you can go into and drill down by country or even state and city. But they just released a viral chart, viral trending charts. And I've looked at this in a few different articles to see what they're saying. So not only is this list updated, so Shazam is updating this list, it's also being live updated on Apple Music. So not only are they updated daily, but they're also based on how quickly songs are blowing up. So it's not just like go to TikTok and see what's trending. It's how fast is it moving up the trending charts.
Okay, so we have that metric now. And it used to be back in the day. The reason why, to me, I think this is a big deal for DJs is because you probably deal with it. It's a real moving target with TikTok trends. There's no real one place to find the viral.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and not only that, I think you had mentioned it when you talked about the website you shared earlier, where what media, like what's going to hit in popular media. If you didn't go see a certain movie, what was that, a year or two ago, and all of a sudden it's like, why is everyone requesting Natasha Bedingfield Unwritten all of a sudden? What happened?
Right.
Like, where did this song come from? Like if you weren't in the theater week one of a certain movie coming out, you had no idea.
Yeah.
So I think that we're seeing a lot more of that, where people go to a theater, they hear a song, it unlocks that memory, and it jumps, right?
And you're seeing that a possibility now with Apple to be a real metric for the DJs to stay up on top of the latest trends. That's really cool. I like that. So is that going to be available now in just I'm assuming across all platforms, the desktop and the mobile?
Yep.
Cool.
So not only Shazam, also Apple Music, and it's across everything. And they announced a couple other playlists on Apple Music as well. But head over to thefuturedj.com. You can check those out and dive in a little deeper.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jim. With time permitting, we'll bring you back in for our next go around. But after this, let's play a round of ones and outs.
Hey guys, I'm Hackerman. Today I'm going to show you how to hack common household objects back or forward in time. Let's get going. or hacking